Hello guys, I'm Natalia, as you know. So in this video I'm going to analyze two plays, Vinegar Tom and The Crucible. Vinegar Tom, it was written by Caryl Churchill in 1976, and The Crucible was written by Arthur Miller in 1953. I've chosen these two plays to analyze because they both address a similar theme, that is the witch hunts and the witch trials that happened on the 17th century. So Vinegar Tom, it is placed in England, but according to the author, she did not base the play in any precise historical event, which is different from The Crucible. The Crucible is set in Salem, Massachusetts, in the United States, and it was based on a real trial that happened at the time. So also in the introduction of Vinegar Tom, Churchill states that the women accused of witchcraft were often those on the edge of society, old, poor, single, and sexually unconventional. So this is really represented in her play. I believe that mostly by the main characters that are Joan and her daughter, Alice. So Alice is a woman in her 20s, and she has a son, but she doesn't have a husband, so she's constantly judged by it. It is possible to see that at the beginning of the play, when she's talking to a strange man, and she asks him to take her away from the place she lives, she and her son, and he says, "A whore? Take a whore with me?" And then later he says, "What are you then? What name would you put yourself? You're not a wife, you're not a widow, you're not a virgin. Tell me a name for what you are." So it is stated that she is judged as being a whore because of being sexually active, and doesn't have a husband. And this judgment doesn't come only from this strange man, it comes also from her closest friend, Susan. Susan says that Alice doesn't get a husband because people in the community knows her. Is most pointing out that she will not have a husband because she already has a son. But being a single mother is not the reason why she is condemned as a witch. It has some weight on the decision, but it's not her first accusation. The initial accusation comes from her neighbor Jack. He believes that because she is sexually active, she will be easy and will sleep with him, but it doesn't happen. She refuses him, and later on the narrative, he starts to believe she is a witch and that she has stolen his parts because he doesn't have any desire for his wife for 3 months. So he blames Alice because of that. So he goes to her house and asks her to give it back to him, and then After being strangled by him, she puts her hand in his parts, in his organs, and of course his body responded. No. And he says, it is back. I wasn't sure you were a witch till then. So after this episode, he goes in front of a witchfinder, that is Packer, and he accuses Alice of witchcraft alongside with his wife. But the fact that she is a single mom contributes for this, and that she had sex with a man to have a child. And after Jack accuses her, her friend Susan, that is not quite a friend, I guess, Susan speaks against Alice and tells Packer that Alice's son has a father that Alice doesn't even know the name, that she met on a night, and then she will never see him again. So because of this, she believes that the father is the devil, and because of this, Alice is actually sent to jail. So another factor that may have contributed for Alice to go to jail is her mother's reputation. Her mother is not well accepted in their community. She is a widow, a woman in her 50s, but she has drinking problems and she has a bad temper. She is always arguing with people. So, and the person she most argues with is Marjorie, Jack's wife and her neighbor. And after some of these arguings, Joan starts to cursing the name of the devil, and after this, the Jack's and Marjorie's farmers suffer some damage, and after this they go to Packer and accuse her of witchcraft because of this, and also because she has a black cat, Vinegar Tom, which names the play, and according to the Maleus Maleficarum, it says that witches would have familiars that are usually animals in which they would send to spy people or to send some spell through them to people they wanted to harm. So because of that, it's also evidence that she is a witch. So because of that, she is hanged. Differently from what happens in Vinegar Tom, in the Crucible we have mostly women that are wives and mothers and that are married, but still they were accused by people of witchcraft. One example is Elizabeth Proctor. She is one of the main characters alongside with her husband, and she is accused of witchcraft by a girl that had an affair with her husband. And so this girl, in one dinner, she starts to feel pain in her belly, and they take out a needle from there, and so she accuses Elizabeth. They go to Elizabeth's house to arrest her, and they found in there a puppet which had a needle stuck in the belly, as happened to the girl. And even though when Elizabeth said that this puppet is not mine, it is my servant, it is Mary's, and she brings Mary's to testify that the puppet was not her, Mary says, yes, it is mine, I made it in court actually, and I brought it home. Even though this is not enough to release Elizabeth from the accusation, and she is sent to jail. And later her husband, John Proctor, he goes to the judge with the help of his friends that also had their wives accused. They give to the judge a paper which contains 91 signatures of people that have known those women for almost their lives, for many years, stating that they've never seen those women practicing witchcraft, but it doesn't soften the judges, and they were kept in jail. There are other reasons also why they were kept in jail, but my point is that mostly of the accusations present in the Crucible are made by one or two persons only, one or two people only, and it is, and 91 signatures from people is not able to release those people from jail. So they would have to stay in jail for a time until they confess or until they are hanged. So it was either death or believe that you were a witch and confess that for the judge in order for you to leave but still be kept in jail. From this both place, we can see that they show to us a little bit of what happened in the witch trials, both in England and in the US, and mostly these women, they were condemned even though they were good wives and good women that went to church and always contributed to church, and also as when they were seen as misbehaving, as not fulfilling the role that was expected by women at the time. So my point is that these women, they were not being hunted because they were witches. They were actually being hunted because they were women. Something that shows that very well is the end of Vinegar Tom, in which it says, to conclude, all witchcraft comes from carnal lust, which is in woman, insatiable. It is no wonder there are more women than men found infected with the heresy of witchcraft, and blessed be the Most High, which has so far preserved the male sex from so great a crime. So guys, that's it. I hope you liked it. I hope you understand my point of view. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.